Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing some tier lists. We're going to be focusing on Final Fantasy XIV tier lists, of course. I don't know if I should make these all a separate video or put them all in one video. I think if I put them all in one video, it'll be like way too long, because some of the tier lists coming up are going to take way long. So I might just make these all separate videos. But let's start with the Final Fantasy expansion tier list. Now this is a bit of an interesting one because, I mean, there's not that many. This is 1.0, I didn't play that. I just need to make a new tier here, old SS. So Realm Reborn, let's order this. Alright, Realm Reborn. The thing about A Realm Reborn is that it's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But the story is a bit more on the generic side, but it's there to like set up the world, set up all these characters. Voice acting's kind of funny sometimes, but I mean, if without A Realm Reborn, everything that follows would be less impactful. So, you know, I have to give it some credit, but it probably does have to go in B tier. I'm sorry. A Realm Reborn, I mean, it's good. It's a bit long, but there's nothing wrong with it. Dungeons are kind of weird, but they're redoing a lot of them, so that's fine. But anyway, A Realm Reborn, like you know what I mean, right? A Realm Reborn, it's fine. It's just fine. However, Heaven's Ward, that's an S tier. That's an easy S tier. Heaven's Ward, without A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward would, like, how good it is would be meaningless to you. So much of Heaven's Ward is dependent on knowing what happens in A Realm Reborn, and man, is it like it's some payoff that you just makes you smile. Really, let's be real. Heaven's Ward is great. I love the story. I love, you know, the conflict between dragon and man. You know what I mean? Estinian, seeing how he, you know, turns from this guy who just wants to, you know, kill dragons to some guy who's like, well, I understand the dragons a little more. Yeah, that's good. Oh, spoilers, by the way. If you're watching this, spoilers. I feel like I shouldn't have to mention that, but yeah, I will be talking a little bit about spoilers. I'll try not to spoil everything. But Heaven's Ward is great. The music, fantastic. Some of the best music that I've ever heard in Final Fantasy. Just absolutely beautiful. A beautiful expansion. Stormblood, I'm putting that in the A tier. I do think it's a bit of a step back from Heaven's Ward. The heavy focus on Lise, I did not like, because she, for like A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward, wasn't really there, so I didn't really care about her. And at the end of Heaven's Ward, she takes off her mask and she's like, I'm not Ida, I'm Lise. And then you just spin the 4.0 storyline, just with Lise, and she's just being stupid the whole time. I just could not stand her. She gets way better by the end, but 4.0 Lise fucking sucked, I have to say. Every time she opened her mouth, I was just annoyed. Every time I got a break from her to go hang out with Alice or Alphino, I was just like, oh, thank God. I get to go hang out with some good characters, for fuck's sake. But anyway, Xenos is awesome, though. I have to say, a great villain, very scary and imposing in the story, and you really get to feel that. But yeah, the patch content for Stormblood, you know, especially near the end when everyone starts like disappearing, or not disappearing, would they their soul is getting transported somewhere else. That part was awesome. I was like, whoa, what's happening? This is crazy. And then that leads into Shadowbringers, which is SS tier. So, you know, like how Heaven's Ward, you wouldn't have Heaven's Ward without A Realm Reborn, you wouldn't have Shadowbringers without Stormblood, so I have to, you know, give it a little credit here. But Stormblood, just to wrap it up, I think the music was good. The dungeons get a lot better in Stormblood, and yeah, it's fun. I love the boss theme in dungeons in Stormblood. It's fantastic. Anyway, moving on from Stormblood, let's talk a little bit about Shadowbringers. Okay, I've just decided what I'm gonna do, by the way. I have some other shorter tier lists that I can do, and I'll put those all in one video. Then I'll save the big-ass tier list for a different video. Anyway, the big-ass tier list being all the characters. So Shadowbringers. I love Shadowbringers. It's just... this phrase is so overused to be honest, but it's just built different, let me tell you. Shadowbringer's built different. The music, the environment, they all just give off a vibe that you can't really get anywhere else in the game. It's just so good. And the story is so good. I mean, when I played this game, I was like, man, I've never played a game better than this one, I have to be honest with you. And I still think that's pretty much true. It's just fantastic. Emmett, oh my god, Emmett is so good. Like, you play so many games these days where the bad guy is just like some crazy asshole, and it's like, oh, let's go kill him. Woo, he's dead, yes! But like Emmett, nah man, he was awesome. You love Emmett. You love him, and you can understand it. Like, that's what makes a good villain to me, is someone that you can sympathize with, and you can see how from their point of view, what they're doing is right. And in a lot of ways it is right. But yeah, the patch content, whew! 5.3, that 5.3 was the hardest I had ever cried in my life, until Endwalker, but we'll talk about that in a moment. 5.3, god damn. God damn. The Warrior of Light fight, holy shit. Awesome. It was awesome. Whew. Yes. Shadowbringers. I love Shadowbringers. All the new characters they introduced are just awesome. I love them all. The dwarves are so freaking awesome. The Alliance raid being near was like a surprise, but goddamn, were those some good ass raids, let me tell you. I still haven't done Eden. Is that what the raid series is called? So I do need to go back and do that. I think that's like the one raid series I haven't done yet. But anyway, Shadowbringers, it's built different. Now, Endwalker, here we go. So, the eternal debate within my brain is which one's better, Shadowbringers or Endwalker? Shadowbringers or Endwalker? When I first beat Endwalker, I was like, oh, it's better than Shadowbringers. But that might have just been recency bias talking, and after some time, I think I finally come to the correct conclusion. I think Shadowbringers is better. But man, is it so close. It's the only reason Shadowbringers is better in my mind is just it's a whole new vibe. It really is. Like you go back to the Shadowbringers zones, you will get the feelings like you've never felt before going back to those zones. God damn. And I have to say, as much as I like Xenos, and Meteon as antagonists, Emmett was just on a whole nother level. Let's be real. But God, it's so close. Even now that I'm saying this, I'm like, well, actually, maybe Endwalker is better. But I don't know. I feel like the story of Shadowbringers was much more unique and cool. You know, bringing the night sky back to the world. Like when you first go into those zones with like the blinding white sky, you're just like, holy shit, whoa, this is crazy, right? But Endwalker, I have to say, Endwalker does have probably my two favorite zones, being Garlemald and Elpis. Those are probably my favorite zones, story-wise, to go through. Like, I wouldn't want to hang out in Garlemald, to be honest, but Garlemald, when you first go there, I was like, man, this is the best zone in the whole game, and then like, you go to Elpis, and it's like, oh my god. But Garlemald, I just loved the feeling of Garlemald. It was so dark and like depressing, and it was just a really great little piece of the Endwalker pie, the Garlemald section. But man, is it so cool to go back in time and see Emmett, Hythlodaeus, and meet like Hermes and Meteon. Man, when I saw Meteon, I was like, oh my god, she's so adorable. What are they gonna do to her? They're gonna do something awful to her, I just know it. And well, they sure went a little crazy with Meteon. A lot crazier than I thought they would. I thought like they were just gonna like kill her or do something depressing, but Meteon being the cause of the final days, ooh, that was something. But anyway, yeah, so I loved all the new characters, probably even more so than the new characters in Shadowbringers, but I don't know, just the vibe with Shadowbringers. If I could just say these are equal, that's what I would say, but on Tier Maker you have to put one above the other, and I just think Shadowbringers, it just made me feel things that I've never felt before. I mean, Endwalker too, but mostly Endwalker just made me feel depression, and then I felt happy. I don't know, it's so hard to pick. Don't make me pick. Come on, guys. I don't know. Shadowbringers or Endwalker. It's so hard to say. I keep flip-flopping in my mind even now. Just know that they're basically equal. Like, let's be honest here. They're so good. And the moment that, you know, in Endwalker that made me cry so hard was in Ultima Thule, when Graha sacrifices himself, and then Alizé is depressed, and then the lyrics start kicking in to the song. That broke me so hard. I had to like get up and like walk around and like get tissues. It was awful. It was horrific. I looked awful. I mean, I there were moments in that last zone where I was like, man, they're really killing off all these characters. I thought they might actually do it. They might actually just kill them all. But you know, I was like, no, they can't be killing them all. There's gotta be one more dungeon left, right? They can't kill them all. I need my trust party. That zone was fucking crazy. I don't know if it's just me, but I did not cry when Urian J and Y'shtola sacrificed themselves. Like, that made me less sad than any of the other ones. I don't know why. I was just like, okay, Y'shtola's doing it again, here we go. And then Urian J joined in for some reason. Like, at that point I was like, nah, they're coming back, this isn't happening. And then I was like, oh, maybe they won't bring him back. And then Graha went and he gave that speech. Man, that speech was fucked up. That made me so sad. Just for like the emotional high, I almost want to put this above Shadowbringers, but Shadowbringers, it's built different. Come on. I don't know. Anyway, here's my tier list. These can swap around infinite times, but this order right here is set in stone, to be honest. I wonder what the community ranking is. So only 2 people have used this tier list. I mean, yeah, I mean, everyone knows the correct order. This guy does not like Stormblood. So, anyway, there you go. Let's move on to the next tier list. Next up is the job tier list. Now, these jobs right here, I haven't played enough of them to make a judgment. I mean, I have got Scholar and Summoner up to level 50 on an alt, but I mean, Summoner, I've heard that Summoner plays basically the same all the way to 90, and if that's true, it would just go in like good at best, but I don't know. The tanks, my thing with tanking is that I'm just like, I have too much anxiety about tanking, so I never do it. But Machinist only level 30, and Ninja I think I got to level 50, but I don't know, I'm not too familiar with it. Monk I also should probably put here. To be honest, I only have it at level 50, but I don't like the way it plays and I have zero desire to go back to it. Maybe I'll make a whole new tier for Monk. We'll call it, don't want to level it. Please. I hate. I don't know. They like change Monk every expansion. How the fuck? I don't get it. I don't get it. Monk is unique though, at the very least. So if you really like Monk, man, you must be having a great time. But I just don't really like it that much. Sorry. Alright, so let's start with the physical ranged. Bard, I mean, it's alright. A bit rich, but okay. The going through all your psalms is fine, I don't know. It's weird in dungeons, because like you should do a different order for AoE, but when you're fighting like bosses, you should do another order of your psalm. It's just, I don't know. It's alright. It's fine, I guess. It's okay. I don't know. I don't know. It's not the strongest, but it does give nice party buffs. But I don't know, I don't like to play it that much. I do like refreshing both your dots with a single button though. That is a nice part of it. It's honestly probably my favorite part. It sounds so weird, but like that's my favorite part of Bard, probably. Dancer though, I mean it's pretty easy, but man, those procs can get kind of crazy. Like you have a bunch of buttons that just give you procs, so it is a bit crazy. I do think it's more fun than Bard though, but there's just something about physical range that doesn't really. I mean, I like how you can run around and still cast, but it does make it feel kind of easy to play. And Dancer is not really all that difficult, so I don't know, maybe Machinist would make me fall in love with physical range. I need to level it though. I'm still in the process of getting everything to level 90, slowly but surely. Machinist is probably the next on my list. Dragoon, to be honest, probably my favorite melee. I love to play, I love the way it feels, I love the noise of your attacks. It sounds cool, it looks cool. Dragoon, fantastic. Fantastic. I love the spear, I love it. And the spells look cool, they sound nice, the rotation is you know, it's not too difficult, but it is fun to do. I love Dragoon. Yeah. Samurai, I'd have to say fun times for Samurai. Fun times. Using your big moves with your stickers, that's pretty cool. I do like it. Although they did remove Chitin, and I'll never forgive them. Those bastards. Chitin looked so freaking cool. Anyway. Reaper? I do like Reaper. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels, but it is pretty easy. Probably put it below Samurai. I don't know if I would play Samurai over Reaper, but Reaper is just a bit too easy. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's cool. It's the fun new job, but I don't know. I feel like it's all style, no substance. Well, it has a bit of substance, but you know what I mean. Like your burst phase when you go into, you know, your quick moves. That's cool, but I mean, you don't really have to like, you know, worry too much about positionals during it, because you can just use True North. So you just stand in one spot and click your button back and forth, and then use Communio. So I don't know. It's not that engaging, but it is still fun. It is cool. I like the way it looks. It's a fun time. Maybe above Samurai. I think I'd rather play it than Samurai, to be honest, although it is easier. If they brought back Chitin, maybe I'd consider playing Samurai again. Anyway, Red Mage, probably my favorite class, or job rather. It is pretty easy, to be honest with you, but it is still fun to like try and optimize it a little bit. And what I really like about Red Mage is every time I'm in a dungeon or any kind of party, and I save the day with my Verays. You know what I mean? Like when you're like fighting a boss in a dungeon. Oh no, the healer's new. They died to a mechanic. Well, don't worry. I can just Verays you. So that is what I like a lot about Red Mage, is how many times where if I wasn't playing Red Mage, we probably would have wiped, but since I am Red Mage, hooray! I get to save the day. That's pretty cool. So yeah. Anyway, Black Mage, probably my second favorite. I do think that if you want a lot more going on, you should play Black Mage over Red Mage. Black Mage is a little bit more difficult. Probably the most difficult job in the game, although none of the jobs in the game are supposed to be all that hard to do. But yeah, ley lines are so awesome. I love ley lines. Although every time I use my ley lines, the boss decides it's time to put an AoE in your ley lines, little Black Mage, and it pisses me off. But anyway, all right, now to the healers. Starting with White Mage. The first healer that most people are gonna pick up if they're gonna heal, just because, you know, it's available right away. to everyone. White Mage is pretty easy, all things considered, but part of that easiness is what makes it fun. I do like it. I wouldn't put it in fun times, but I'd put it at the top of good here. What really keeps it interesting for me, or what really makes me happy with it, is Holy. Holy is just such a glorious spell to press the button of. I love it. I love Holy. Best spell in the whole game. If Holy didn't exist, it might even go down to E, because you know, like it's just kind of easy. But Astrologian, a little bit more difficult than White Mage, a lot more going on, but I just hate it. I'm sorry, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I used to love it. And then once I get to higher levels, it just starts getting to be too much. And like, I feel like, I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if I just suck at Astro or what. But I feel like when I play Astro, it's much more difficult to deal with big trash pulls in dungeons than with any other healer. Like, I just feel like I can't deal with it as well. And I'm just sitting here sweating. I'm like, oh my god, time to click my 500 buttons that do a 100 potency heal. You know what I mean? And then you have to juggle your cards on top of it, and your cards aren't even all that interesting like they were in Stormblood apparently. So it's like, I don't know, I just feel like it does need a rework, definitely. And I hope that when they do rework it, it's a lot better. I just can't stand to play it right now. I don't know. Any astrologians out there, please let me know why you love it so much. I just don't want to play it, man. When I got to level 90, I said, finally, I don't have to play. Sorry about that, but we're back now. Next up is races tier lists. This is kind of a weird one to do because I love them all in their own unique ways, but obviously some I like more than others, so let's get it going. Also, they use like every possible variant as well, but I just put them all behind this handy giraffe here so that I'm only gonna do like one, because like there's not like, what's the difference between these guys? It's just their eyes. Like, who gives a shit, you know what I mean? Although Dune's Folk is 100 times better. Starting with the Aura, I guess. Aura male. I don't think I'd ever play an Aura male. What's with these tiers, by the way? There's too many. There, we only need this, for God's sake. Aura. Well, actually, let me rename these. Weird tier. These tier names make a lot more sense. Aura male I would not play. I'm sorry, I don't want to play them. I think they run around, the way they run around is too funny. I don't want to play them. Sorry. Female Aura though look pretty cool. I think I would play them. It wouldn't be my first choice, but I wouldn't be like puking everywhere while I played them. Male Elizin, I mean I'd play, but I wouldn't be ecstatic about that. It would be like, whatever, you know. Female Elizin though, good times playing this. This is actually what my alt is, a female Elizin. Good times playing that. I just like, you know, being a tall lady, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Hrothgar, I mean, I'd play them, but they I don't know. I've like gone through the character customizer on like all of these guys, and the Hrothgar, man, you cannot really make that cool of a Hrothgar. At least maybe I'm just too stupid to, but anyway. Highlander male, I mean, I'd play him, but probably over Hrothgar, but I'm not shitting my pants while I play him, that's for sure. Highlander female, I mean, kind of the same level. Probably play it over the male though. Midlander male, probably between those two. And Midlander female, probably here, to be honest. I mean, the humans, I would play them, but they're just humans. It's like kind of boring to me to just play a human in a game. But if I was, I'd probably want to play one of the girls over the male, just for something different, you know. This is my main, so obviously it goes to the top. But male Lalafell, like duh, play it every day. It's just so awesome. My first character was actually started out as a cat girl. And then I used my free Fantasia to become a little male Lalafell, and I never regretted it since. He's awesome. Female Lalafell, I mean, I'd rather play a male Lalafell, but I think it would be a good times. Yeah, that's all. Male Rogadin, I think I'd play the male Rogadin over like all the humans. But I don't know if I'd play him over the Aura, to be honest. Female Rogadin, honestly, I don't know why I changed my alt into an Elizin. I should have changed it into a female Rogadin. Female Rogadins are awesome. I'd play it every day if I had it, but I don't have it. Maybe I need to make another alt. Anyway, male Catboy, male Catboy. That's kind of redundant. Male cat, Mikote. Probably good times. I mean, I like playing through Shadowbringers. I'm sure a lot of you people felt this way, but I wanted to make a cat boy after Shadowbringers. I'm sure you understand why. You know what I mean? Female cat girl, female Mikote. I mean, they are everywhere. They are literally everywhere. Everywhere I look, it's just cat girl paradise out here. But I mean, they're popular for a reason because they're pretty dang good. Probably put them there. Actually, probably put them there. I mean, I just have to be honest. Bunny girl, I like hats. I like having hats. I don't know if I would like to play a bunny girl that much. Where are the bunny boys, by the way? I guess I'll use this as a bunny boy. Pretend the purple Viera is a bunny boy, since this list doesn't have them for some reason. Almost forgot they were in the game. Jesus. Bunny girl, I'd say probably above Aura, but I'm not I'm not, you know, being excited to play it at all. But a bunny boy, I'd probably be more excited to play that. Probably over a cat boy, to be honest. And there you go. There's my list. The races, how much I like them personally, in that how much would I like to play them. Also just imagine the purple bunny's a bunny girl. Actually, I mean a bunny boy. I'll probably just put a picture over it, to be honest, in the edit. But there you go. So that's it for this part of the video. Next video, which may be out by the time you watch this, is gonna be character tier list. All the characters on it. So stay tuned for that. I'll put it on the end card here if it's out already. If it's not, then it'll just be some random video. But as soon as I do get that video out, I will change the end card to only show that video, the next part of this. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Just real quick, I wanted to say that the second part will not be coming out. It took way too long. It's like over an hour long. And I just didn't like the way it turned out. My explanations were poorer than usual, and by the end I was just exhausted and getting really lazy, and it's just way too long. So instead I will just show you the list. You can look at it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any questions about this list, why is this character here, why is this character above this character, the ordering for like A tier doesn't really matter because there's so many characters in there, it's impossible to order them very quickly. If you have a question, why is this character in this tier, please feel free to ask. That's all. It might be a bit hard to see, so I'll do like a slow panning shot so that you can see everything. Feel free to pause. But that's all. That's all I had to say. I'm sorry that this video won't be coming out, but it was just way too long. It was annoying to edit, and it was annoying to hear how awful my explanations were, because I'm terrible at explaining things. But thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.